Welcome to all of you. Now, today we will begin with the HPLC instrumentation chapter, that is from section 2 of paper number 392. We have already covered the gas chromatography chapter from the same paper. Now we will begin with the new chapter, that is HPLC instrumentation. Now, for this chapter, the weightage is of 4 lectures. What are the different points that we are going to cover in this chapter? That is, we will begin with the HPLC introduction. Why HPLC is considered as the most powerful technique, of separation. Then we will see the different types of instrumentation part. In the instrumentation part, the first point that we will discuss, that is about the different types of pumps. Then sample injection system. Then next is the preparation of the instrument up to sample injection. After that, we will discuss the different types of detectors. What are the different detectors that we are using in HPLC? They are RI, that is refractive index detector. Then the next thing is UV detector. Then we are also using the light absorbing detector. So these are the different types of detectors that we are using in case of HPLC. After studying the different types of detector, the next point that we will study, that is about the solvent sample volume, along with it properties of the solvent. After studying the properties of the solvent, then next point that we will study, this is about the buffers in HPLC. Then after studying the different types of buffers in HPLC, next point is the miscibility of solvents. Then we will discuss about the shelf life of solvent. And most important part, that is preparation of a mobile phase. Preparation of a mobile phase as well as selection of the mobile phase. So this is overall the whole syllabus of HPLC instrumentation. So now we will begin with the introductory part, that is why the HPLC technique is most widely used, or why HPLC is considered as the most powerful technique of separation. Okay, we will begin with the name HPLC. The HPLC technique, it has a long form of high performance liquid chromatography. So HPLC technique, it was invented in the year 1969. The persons behind the discovery of HPLC, they are Kirland and Hubbard. These two scientists, they discovered the HPLC technique in the year 1969. The high performance liquid chromatography technique, it was earlier known as high pressure liquid chromatography. So HPLC, this HPLC technique, it has found the main application or the main basis in the field of liquid chromatography. All the HPLC technique, it was invented during the from the liquid chromatography, that is liquid chromatography or LC. This is also a separation technique, but in case of liquid chromatography, what is the main disadvantage? That is, in case of LC, there is very slow rate of analysis. So whenever you are dealing any experiment by using liquid chromatography, then slow rate of analysis is the main problem associated with the liquid chromatography, because the separation of one sample, it may take few weeks or few days for the completion, and as a result of this, it will directly affect on the resolution of the chromatogram. Hence, the main disadvantage of liquid chromatography technique, that is the slow rate of analysis, this main disadvantage is overcome by this HPLC technique. So what we are doing here we are purposefully using the high pressure pumps. So different types of pumps and the use of a pump in HPLC, it will play a very important and crucial role as far as HPLC is concerned. Therefore, in case of HPLC, pumps, it will play most important role. These pumps are introduced in the normal liquid chromatography technique because these pumps, they are operating at a high pressure condition, or they are applying the high pressure. As they are applying the high pressure, the reactions which are carried out at a slower rate, these reactions can be carried out by using HPLC at a faster rate. So the fast rate of analysis or the faster speed of the analysis is achieved in HPLC as a result of use of different types of pumps. So with this introduction, we will see what is the basic working principle of HPLC, and along with it we will discuss why HPLC is most widely used. So the next point is the advantages of the HPLC. So the next point is advantages. Advantages of HPLC. The first one is all the analysis in HPLC is carried out at a faster rate. The results which are obtained, they are reproducible and repetitive. Next advantage is that all the results obtained, they are of high accuracy and precision. HPLC, it is considered as the most sensitive technique. Then complex mixtures, they can be analyzed by using HPLC. Along with this, the next advantage is that by using HPLC, you can analyze the high molecular weight compound. Along with this, you can analyze the volatile as well as non-volatile compound by using HPLC. Analysis of volatile as well as non-volatile compound. So all these are the different advantages of HPLC. The main drawback of liquid chromatography is the slow rate of analysis. This drawback is overcome by using the advanced technique of HPLC. Here you are using the different types of pumps. The role of a pump is to apply the high pressure, and the same reaction is carried out at a faster rate by using the HPLC. So fast rate of analysis, all the results which are obtained, they are highly reproducible and repetitive. All the results that are obtained, they are having a higher accuracy and the precision. Then complex mixtures, they can be analyzed by using HPLC. HPLC is useful for the analysis of volatile as well as non-volatile compounds. They are also suitable for the analysis of high molecular weight compounds. So all these are nothing but the different advantages of HPLC, and considering all its advantages, HPLC is considered as the most sensitive technique, and at the same time HPLC, it is considered as a powerful tool for the separation of different components from a mixture. So after studying the different advantages of HPLC, you will come to know that why HPLC is called as the most powerful tool for the separation. Now after considering this different advantages of HPLC, the next point that we will going to study in detail, that is about the HPLC instrumentation. Firstly, we will study about the schematic diagram for the HPLC instrument, and after studying the diagram, we will see each part in detail. So the next point is the instrumentation. So while we are studying the instrumentation of the HPLC, what is the schematic diagram? First we will see it. Instrumentation of HPLC, it mainly consists of 5 parts. The first one is the solvent reservoir system. After the solvent reservoir system or a mixing chamber, the next most important part is the high pressure pump. After that, there is a sample injection unit. After that, column is there, and finally a detector and the recording unit. So all these are the 5 components which are included in the HPLC instrumentation. Okay, so if you see the instrumentation of the HPLC, the main important part of the HPLC instrumentation, they are, the first one is the solvent reservoir, second one is the column, third one is the pumping system or pump, fourth one is the filter which is also associated with the pump. After the filter, the next is the detector and a recorder. So this is just the schematic representation of instrumentation of the HPLC, that is figure for HPLC instrumentation. It is there. This one is the pulse controller in order to control the flow, and finally after the filter the solvent reservoir is there. So how actually the HPLC instrumentation it works, as the name indicate, high performance liquid chromatography, which is earlier known as high pressure liquid chromatography. So the high pressure is applied. So the pumps which are used, the role of this pump is to apply the high pressure to carry out the same reaction at a faster rate. Whenever you are analyzing the sample by using the HPLC technique, then solvent reservoir is there. In case of solvent reservoir, your sample it is initially properly mixed with your solvent system, or you can say that the mobile phase. After this, filter is there, because HPLC technique it is highly sensitive technique. Just impurity in ppm level also it will give you the extra peaks in the diagram. So in order to avoid it, what is necessary? The filtration process is necessary. So in the solvent reservoir, proper mixing of the sample with your solvent is done and it is kept in the solvent reservoir. After keeping the sample in the solvent reservoir, it is passed through the filter for the process of filtration. After filtering, it will enter to the pump, because pumps, they are the most important part in the instrumentation of HPLC. So after coming to the pump, again it is again filter, and after double filtration, finally your sample, it will come across to the injection port. Then depending upon the type of sample that you want to analyze, your sample, it will pass through the injection port, and after passing through the injection port, it will come inside the column, and after passing through the column, what is the role of a detector? Detector, it will detect the signal, and finally a recorder is there. So this is the general sequence. Whenever you have given with one sample, you will initially mix it with a solvent, then you will keep it inside the solvent reservoir. From solvent reservoir, filtration is done, then the sample comes to the pump. After passing through the pump, again the sample, it will come to the injection port, then after injection port, sample comes to the column, and finally detector, it will detect the signal, and recorder, it will record the output. So this is the general sequence of what are the different steps are taking place while we are analyzing the sample in HPLC. So this is just the schematic diagram for the instrumentation of HPLC. We have to discuss each and every part in detail. I have just given you the brief outline for the instrumentation of HPLC. The main parts are as follows, that is solvent reservoir, which is also called as the mixing chamber. Then columns, different types of columns are there. There must be a microporous column, pellicular column or bonded phase column, and different types of materials, they are used for the column packing. Then third is the pump. Pumping system is the most important part in HPLC. There are different types of pumps such as constant pressure pump, constant displacement pump, then pneumatic pump, syringe pump. So different types of pumps are there. After that, the next point is the filter. Filter, it is just used for the filtration purpose, because as HPLC is the most sensitive technique, you have to filter all the samples. A single impurity may lead to the deviation from the original results. So, and the last part is the detector. Different types of detectors are there, such as refractive index detector, light scattering detector, then UV absorbance detectors, then sometimes dual detector. Two detectors are also used simultaneously in case of HPLC. So we have to see different types of detectors as well as the different types of sample injection units also, because the split injection is there, splitless injection is there. So there are different types of, along with all this, we will also study the different types of sample injection units in HPLC. So this is about the instrumentation part. In instrumentation, just remember, as in case of gas chromatography, detectors play important role. Similar to that, in case of HPLC, pumps, they play important role, and columns are made up in such a manner that they can withstand such a high pressure condition. So as they can withstand such a high pressure condition, because the whole processes that you are carrying out in HPLC, that you are carrying out under the high pressure. So pumps, they are most important part in case of HPLC. Now the first part that we will begin with the column of HPLC. So as far as the columns are concerned, the columns in HPLC, they are generally made up of stainless steel. And these are manufactured in such a way that they can withstand high pressure conditions. Then they can withstand with how much pressure? That is, they can withstand with 5.5 into 10 raised to 7 Pascal pressure. Now what about its length? They are in the range of 20 to 50 centimeter in length. And they have a diameter in the range of 1 to 4 mm. So generally the columns, they are made up of stainless steel with internal diameter 1 to 4 mm and length in the range of 20 to 50 centimeter. They can withstand the high pressure, that is 5.5 into 10 raised to 7 Pascal. Basically, three types of columns are there which are generally used in case of HPLC. That is microporous column. Then the second one is the pellicular column. And the third one is the bonded phase column. So these are the three different types of columns that we are using in HPLC. We will discuss the remaining part of the instrumentation of HPLC in our next lecture. Thank you.